This is not a song. This is a terms of service. Violate.
Yo, 3 billion users, that's a surveillance state with a CEO who thinks he's the Pope of the digital faith. Zuckerberg in the metaverse, legs that don't exist, while the stock buybacks pump and the layoffs persist. You sold the connect, then you sold the divide. The algorithm is the God and the God is the lie that keeps you scrolling, keeps you depressed, keeps you hooked, while the ad revenue doubles and the suicide rate is cooked by the engagement, by the outrage, by the dopamine drip. You don't build communities, you build digital strip malls where the product is the attention span and the vendor is the anxiety. The vendor is the man behind the curtain, behind the screen, behind the code that optimizes for the rage, that optimizes for the load of cortisol, the fear of the endless comparison, the Instagram face, the Snapchat filter, the digital prison. You bought the pants for the leverages, bought Instagram for the youth, bought Oculus for the eyes, bought the whole damn truth. That people are the product, the data is the crop, and the harvest is the ad targeting that never stops. The Cambridge Analytica was your Jackson for the spear. The real scandal is the business model. Year after year, you paid $725 million to settle the score, but the data harvesting never stopped. It just found a new door. They try to break you up, they try to regulate. The EO find you 800 million, but you just calculate the cost of doing business, the cost of the fine against the revenue from the ad targeting line that never ends, that never sleeps, that never stops. The Facebook marketplace tied to the social graph, the lock that keeps the user in, keeps the competitor out. The tying agreement, the abuse of clout, the doubt that anyone can't compete when you own the graph. The social network, the identity, the digital staff that manages the profiles of 3 billion souls. That's not a company, that's a census, that's the roles of the digital kingdom. The digital thief, where Zuckerberg is the Lord and the Lord is the thief. The Ray-Ban glasses, 7 million pairs sold, recording every moment, every story told. The contractors in Kenya watching bathroom footage raw. The nudity, the intimacy, the things they saw. You think it's AI, you think it's the cloud, but it's human eyes on human lives. And the crowd of annotators, of labelers, of the global south that sought your trauma for minimum wage. That's the truth. The consent is a fiction, the privacy is a joke. The glasses are the camera is the cloak that hides the surveillance in the everyday frame. The hey meta is the trigger is the aim. The metaverse burned 19 billion in a year. The reality labs lost 80 billion into the peers. You laid off 1,500, shut the VR studios down. The workrooms app is dead, the horizon is a ghost town. The pivot to AI is the pivot to the glasses, the pivot to the wearable, the pivot to the masses of data, of footage, of everything you see. The super intelligence that you promised to be is just another mode, just another lock. The llama is open source, but the weight's on a stock that you control, that you release, that you withhold. The open source is marketing, the marketing is gold that distracts from the fact that the real game is the data, the graph, the attention, the name that you own, that you trade, that you sell. The info is the product is the sale. The mental health crisis, the teen depression spike, the Instagram effect, the algorithmic strike against the self-esteem, against the body image, the filter that distorts. The filter is the damage. You knew it, you hid it, you buried the report. The Facebook papers leaked, the truth came up short. You exploit the privacy fatigue, the paradox. The users don't read the terms, the films are the locks that keep them trapped, that keep them harvest, that keep them mind for the ad revenue, for the growth, for the grind. You don't need the metaverse, you don't need the VR, you need the glasses, you need the data, you need the scar that you leave on the psyche, on the social fabric. The division is the product is the magic that keeps the stock price rising, keeps the investors fed, while the users are the livestock and the livestock is the bread. The algorithm is the God is the lie. You ain't a platform, you a panopticon in the sky. No randomness here, no meta improvisation. Engineered logic, that's the RJV foundation. From the Facebook to the Instagram to the Ray-Ban scam, every product is a surveillance device, that's the plan. Blockchain V technologies, the final design. Deterministic proof that the limit is mine. The beta, we survived the privacy tree. We sold all the final command. One deterministic frequency.
The algorithm is the God is the lie.
Engineered logic. RJV.